Hi, so we are students from Uitm Campus Samarahan 2, and we are taking civil engineering as our program, which is with the code of EC1101. So today we would like to discuss on a task that has been assigned to us related to UED 101. So before we dive deeper into our topic for today, we would like to introduce ourselves first. So hi, my name is Mary Elizabeth Anna Jonical. I'm from EC1101C and holding the metric number of 202160 at 716.
Hello, my name is Ariana Natasha Anak Victor, and I'm from Group EC1101A, holding the matrix number of 2021 60 52 54.
Greetings, I am Nurfara Fazia binti Norizan from Group EC1101C, holding the matrix number of 2021650494.
We were given the task on solving and explaining the steps of each question in Activity 2. Without further ado, I would like to invite Nurfara Fazia to read the question loud and clear. Nurfara?
So, as we can see here, two friends, Halim and Ina, are antique money collectors. Solve the following problem based on their antique collections. Both Halim and Ina has the same number of antique ringgit Malaysia notes. Halim had a number of 5 ringgit notes and 64 RM1 notes. These notes had a mass of 9.45 gram. Ina had a number of 5 ringgit notes and 104 1 ringgit notes. For question A, it is asking who has more money in notes and by how much. As for the second question, given that each 5 ringgit note is 0.024 gram more heavier than a 1 ringgit note, what is the mass of Ina's note in gram?
So from the question given, we can gather some information to to be used in solving the questions later on. So here are the information that we gathered from the question. So before that, we represent 5 ringgit note by using X variable and 1 ringgit Malaysian note by using Y variable. So first piece of information that we get from the question is the number of Halim's knot is total is equals to number of Ina's knots. As for Halim, we know that he had a number of 5 ringgit knots and total of 64 1 ringgit Malaysian knots. And the total mass of um, his knots is 9.45 gram. And as for Ina, she had a number of 5 ringgit knot and a total of 104 1 ringgit Malaysian knot.
For question A, who has more money in notes and by how much? So, to make things easier, we simplified the questions by using ratio. In order to find the total of 5 ringgit note, we equaled Halim's equation with 168. The 168 was obtained by adding 104 and 64 together as Halim and Ina both has the same amount of money. As we can see here, 64 was subtracted from 168, which in the end equals to 104. As for Ina, since both of them has the same amount of money, 104 was subtracted from 168, which would equal to 64.
Variable X represent the 5 ringgit note, meanwhile Y represent the 1 ringgit note. We substitute the value of x and y into the equation that we got from the previous solution. The amount of Halim's money is 584 ringgit. Meanwhile, the amount of Ina's money is 424 ringgit. The difference between Halim and Ina's money is 160 ringgit. Therefore, Halim has more money than Ina by having extra 160 ringgit.
Next, we move on to question B. As for question B, we are asked to find the mass of Ina's knots in gram. So we are given the information that 5 ringgit knot is heavier than 1 ringgit knot by 0.024 gram. So we came into a conclusion that substitution method is the best solution to solve this question. So as we can see here, for the first equation, we came up with this equation by using the information that we got from the previous question and the previous solution. So as you can see here, 104 Halim had a number of 104 5 ringgit notes and 64 a total of 64 1 ringgit Malaysian notes. And when we added these 5 ringgit notes and 1 ringgit Malaysian notes, we get 9.45 gram for the mass of the money. Therefore, we get the first equation. So for the second equation, we can get the information from the question. So from the question, we are given that we are told that 5 ringgit Malaysian knot, which is represented by X, is 0.024 gram heavier than 1 ringgit Malaysian knot, which is represented by Y. Therefore, from this information that we got from the question, we can conclude that X is equals to 0.024 plus Y. Therefore, we got the second equation. After we obtained these two equations, equation 1 and equation 2, we can use substitution method to get the value of X and the value of Y. So for the first part is we substitute the second equation into the first equation, and after we substituting everything into the first equation, we have to move everything, every single thing that has no variable to the right hand side and left the variable y on the left hand side to make it as a subject. Therefore, in the end, we will get the value of y. And we turn this value of y into the third equation. So for the second step, we substitute the third equation into the second equation to get the value of x. So after we substituting the third equation into the second equation, we will get the value of x, as you can see in this slide.
To check whether the value of x and y are correct, we substitute the value of x and y into equation 1 to get the same mass, which is 9.45 gram. After that, we substitute the value of x and y into this equation to find the mass of Ina's money, which is 8.49 gram.
I think that's it, and I hope you have obtained some useful logical informations or calculations from us. I thank you for lending me your ears. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.